Hello everybody and welcome back to another patch from scratch video for the Moog Subsequent 37. It's been a while since I've posted anything at all, so I figured why not start here. Today we'll be making a patch like this. So this patch is based on one that I used in a video a few months back, which I've put a link to in the description if you want to check that out. I've also added two other links to the description. So one, I've got a picture of the Subsequent 37 editor page so you can check all your settings. And then there's a free patch download if you would like, free or your choice of price. So check that out. Worth saying, I am using the Ventress dual reverb here. So that's what all this reverb sound is. And if I turn that off, the patch on itself, by itself, sounds more like this. So it's still got all that nice gritty goodness. It's just, yeah, recommend some reverb if you've got it. We will be making that patch starting here. So first let's start with the oscillators. We're going to be using all three of them, so 1, 2 and the sub oscillator. We'll set those up now. So for the first oscillator, octave is set to 8 foot, which is the default. For the waveform, we're going to go just above the triangle wave. And the volume will be about 5 out of 10, which I think might also be the default. The sub oscillator is going to go slightly above 5 out of 10, maybe 5.5. Oscillator 2, the octave is set to 4 foot, so 1 octave above oscillator 1, and then the volume is set to about 4 out of 10. Just check. It's already a nice thick sound, and let's just bring up the release on the VCA envelope. Now we can set up the filter, so let's bring the cutoff down a little bit. We're going to bring the slope to 12 decibels per octave, so that opens it up a bit more compared to 24. And that means when we start bringing the multi-drive and the feedback, we've got a nice, rich, gritty sound already. So with the filter cutoff and slope set a little bit, let's set up the filter envelope itself. So the attack we're going to bring to just below 1 second, the decay to just below 1 second, sustain about 5 out of 10, and then release, just crank it up. And then to actually hear that, let's bring in the filter envelope amount to just under the second notch. Let's bring in some drive. So let's start with the feedback actually. So feedback we want quite high. Let's start with about 6 out of 10. And the multi-drive, let's go 5 out of 10. So really building up that rich distorted sound now. We're also going to add a little bit of resonance, so let's take that up to about 4 out of 10. Bring the filter cutoff down a little bit more. You can hear the nice resonance bit coming in there, right? A bit more of that wub sound. We're going to use mod 1 to bring some more movement to the patch, so that'll be doing two things. The first, we're going to use the filter amount on mod 1 to introduce more movement to the filter. And that's useful because this mod 1 slot is linked to the modulation wheel, so we can control how deep the effect of that is, how much modulation we get on the filter. And then we're also going to use it to control the level of oscillator 2. Both we're using the filter envelope as the source. So To do that, change mod 1 source to filter envelope / program. We'll start by changing the filter amount. So we have this. We bring this up more. You can hear that we've got more movement in the filter. And then to set up the connection to Oscillator 2's volume, if you hold the destination button next to mod 1 amount and twist the Oscillator 2 mixer knob, change the mod 1 amount down to maybe 2-3 notches. Let's make it slightly less, maybe towards the second notch. Wrong note, but whoops. Another thing we can do is introduce some Aftertouch modulation with mod 2. So to do that, again, change mod 2 source to filter envelope / program. Go to controllers. On this menu, which you can't see very well on my screen, sorry, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's mod 2 edit, and then under program source, if you scroll until you get one that says pressure, and we can just use that for things like controlling the filter amount. So the envelope's finished, but if I bring that down a little bit, bring the filter envelope down even more. What's also interesting is if we add some really subtle pitch modulation of perhaps just Oscillator 2. Just move that a tiny bit down. You can hear that. So that's kind of the basic batch put together now. There's a lot of other cool things we could do. So we could add additional modulation from the mod 2 slot. Maybe we want to crank up the multi-drive even more with the Aftertouch. So if we hold the destination button again and turn the multi-drive knob, and then turn up mod 2 amount. We could bring it into duo mode. Don't know how this is going to go, but let's see. Let's turn the glide on, that makes things a bit smoother. Just turn the time up on that knob. It's interesting. Don't know how I feel about it though. Fun playing around with that Aftertouch effect in duo mode generally, with the extra drive and the modulation of the filter. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out the picture of the Sub 37 editor page in the description, the patch download page, and the video that this was based on. So see you next time.